The ladies in the East Coast do not tire to bring us glamour, drama, and a whole lot of entertainment. And if you look and listen carefully, you will find a life lesson in every situation, conversation, and altercation. A conversation about men's infidelity, which started on a sour note between Jojo and Nonku during the black tie dinner, ended in sweet harmony when the two ladies had a warm heart-to-heart in which they opened up to one another about the abuse that they endured at the hands of their ex-partners in previous marriages. It was in this moment of sharing and reflection between the ladies that one thing became particularly clear, and that's the fact that both ladies lived through a similar experience and suffered similar pain, but they each responded differently and came out of it differently. Looking at Jojo's effervescence and cheerful disposition, one would never guess that she has gone through the pain which she has. I will say though that this now explains the tattoos, because it is common for people who survive and escape from traumatic or distressing situations to find an outlet to cope or to express and celebrate their newfound freedom and identity, be it faith and prayer, physical activity, a creative endeavor, entrepreneurial pursuits, motivational speaking, etc., etc. And with Jojo being an artist, she evidently has made her body a canvas to celebrate her survival. Nonku Williams, on the other hand, is more enterprising and owns a construction and logistics business, as well as the Ashes to Beauty winery, which she launched on the show last season. Miss Williams seems to have made the achievement of commercial success her way of proclaiming her survival. However, the statements she made at the black tie dinner, in which she stated that all black men cheat and all white men buy prostitutes, were not only generalized, unfounded, and cynical, but also showed the audience that Nonku is still hurting from the abuse and harassment from her ex-husband, which, according to what she said to Jojo, is still ongoing. Nonku was projecting her agony onto Jojo's husband and marriage at the dinner table. Words spoken by a person, particularly in moments of heightened emotions, reveal his or her most unadulterated thoughts and feelings, and those thoughts and feelings reveal the state of a person's heart. We will always interpret the things that happen, are said, and are done to us according to the state of our hearts. A pure heart sees purity in everything. A greedy heart sees the opportunity for greed in everything. An angry heart sees offense in everything, and so forth and so forth. Hence, the Bible cautions us, saying, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." What you feel in your heart becomes what you think in your mind, becomes what you speak out your mouth, becomes what you see in your life. To put it all in poker terms, Jojo and Nonku were both dealt a bad hand in their past marriages, but they have not played that hand in the same way, and I believe that that is what has determined the current status of their love lives. Jojo chose to let go of her past and find joy and peace in her art, and that allowed for a new and true love to flow into her life through Calvin and the son they now have together. Contrast this with Nonku, who is still holding tightly onto the pain caused by her ex, and this seems to be blocking the manifestation of new and lasting love in her life. The prematurely broken relations between herself and Ayanda and her sons are but an expression of this. Hear me well. I am in no way criticizing or finding fault in Nonku for feeling how she feels. I mean, her ex is still a huge part of her life. So unfortunately, she is still facing and living through this pain continuously, and I acknowledge that. In juxtaposing Nonku and Jojo's narrative though, a vivid picture is painted about the importance of forgiveness. Forgiveness does not justify the wickedness and malice of the person who hurts or betrays you, but rather it releases them and relieves you of the burden of endlessly waiting and expecting that they will one day compensate you for what they took from you. The hard truth is this: no human being can ever restore another. Only God can. Therefore, when we forgive people, we hand over the debts that they owe us and give it to God. And then we allow God to redeem and vindicate us. Think about it like how companies hand over their debtors to debt collection companies. It doesn't clear the debtor of his or her debt. It just hands over the admin of collecting the money owed to another entity so that the creditor company can focus their full time and resources on the core functions of their business rather than wasting it on chasing insolvent debtors. God is not just a father, he is also a judge. And since he cannot sin against us, he is therefore the only one who can serve us true justice and give us full restoration, even if it does not look like what we expected. In letting go of the pain caused by her ex, Jojo was restored and redeemed. And her redemption does not come from the Ferrari she drives and the big house she lives in, though that is the ribbon on top. But instead, her redemption is the true, unconditional love she has found through Calvin and the happy family she has created out of that love, which has additionally brought with it joy and peace, which we see her exuding every week. Unlike man, God gives you back more than what you lost. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus is asked by one of his disciples, Peter, how many times one should forgive another. And Jesus tells Peter to forgive 70 times 7 times. When saying this, Jesus was not capping the number of times we should forgive one another at 490, but instead, he was saying that we need to forgive people an unlimited number of times because he knew and acknowledged the fact that the emotional damage that comes from hurt and betrayal does not just dissipate. And trust me, Jesus knows a little something about betrayal. As such, forgiveness is not just a single event, but it is a process that is continual and indefinite. Unforgiveness is a form of emotional and spiritual bondage, and Jesus' biggest desire is for all of us to walk in complete freedom. Hence, the word even says, "Whom the Son sets free is free indeed." There are many people suffering physical illnesses due to unforgiveness. There are people whose financial and career or marital breakthroughs are held back because of unforgiveness. Forgiveness is a spiritual key that unlocks miracles, healing, destinies, prosperity. And if the words of God do not convince you to forgive, then at least the deeds of God in Jojo's life should suffice as the signs and wonders that show what letting go and letting God can do for one's soul and life. But a word is enough for the wise. I truly do wish complete healing and forgiveness for Nonku, genuinely, and for everyone watching this video right now. If you are carrying pain at all, please give it to Jesus and lay it at the foot of the cross and fetch your rightful freedom from anger, sickness, and the setbacks that are caused by unforgiveness. You are not too far gone to be saved. Trust me.
Without you even realizing, can change overnight. Your story hasn't even started.
If you know somebody who needs this message, please feel free to share it with them. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will be back with some more sermons and commentary based on the Real Housewives of Durban Season 2. My name's Awanda Zwane. This is If I Start to Talk, and I will see you in the next